One of the things I'm going to show you in this lesson is to make multiple layouts or viewports, if you will, from a single drawing or from what you've got in the model tab here on AutoCAD. Okay, one of the first things we're going to do is set up units and some constraints and kind of some general stuff that we will want our drawing to have. You see how I drop down there, go to Drawing Utilities, and click on Units. And if we want architectural, decimal, engineering, fractional, scientific, etc., we're going to put engineering. We can go decimal degrees, international, we can go inches, feet. You get the idea. Okay, we're going to take care of that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is set up some constraints down here at the bottom, like the polar tracking, for instance. You highlight it, you right click, you click on settings, and a bunch of stuff comes up here. We're going to set things up so that you can see that when you hover over, it sets the polar increment angle used to display polar tracking. And anyway, you can read as well as I can. We're going to set that to 5 degrees. We're going to track orthogonally only. We're going to set it for absolute. And you see there's some other things here. We can change these particular attributes. You ever noticed how sometimes you'll be drawing a line and you'll want to go to the end, but then the little green box or the X or whatever doesn't show up, or you're wanting to draw a line to the very center of a line segment that you've got drawn, and you have to guess or measure? Well, that's what these constraints are for. Okay, this endpoint, midpoint, center, you can read quadrant, insertion, perpendicular, tangent, nearest. Okay, if it's not doing the way you want it to do, then you go through and you set these up the way you want them. That's under Object Snap. We're not going to do anything under 3D, dynamic input, whatever. Polar tracking, we already did that. Snap and grid. Now here, this is interesting. You see the little dots here and the grid spacing. You can set the space on the grid here to whatever you want. This is set up to be a 1/2 inch. Okay, equal XY spacing. Rectangular snap, grid snap. Okay, same thing here. A major line every 5. That's if you have, well, it's this right here. When you click on that, the dots go away and some little lines appear. That's what that references to. And so, quick properties. You got some stuff there. Okay. Section cycling, you got some other stuff there. Just whatever you decide. You can click on options down here, and you can control the size of the little boxes, your size of your aperture, your little target thing that moves around. And anyway, so that's what all that is. So you click apply. We've done all that. We're going to go OK. Okay, now what we're going to talk about is layouts and viewports. You'll notice here in the modeling tab, I've got 3 different objects. One could be a roof, the other could be the foundation, the other could be the walls, one could be the handle of a part, the internal pieces of a major part. You know, just a drawing is often divvied up into several different several different items that make up that part. Well, if we got everything on one part, let's say that we want to see each one of the individual components of that part separately. So you'll notice I clicked on Layout 1 here. We're going to, if we click on, when this comes up, we click on Modify. If we want to change our size, see A size is 8.5 by 11. Okay, B size is 11 by 17. Okay, we can just choose whatever size we want to. Let's just choose ANSI C, just to say we've done something. Portrait or landscape, we're going to click OK. All right, we're going to close that. And you'll notice, see, we go from our model there to our layout. All right. Now, the whole purpose of this is we're going to rename this layout and we're going to call it square. S-Q-U. Okay. And so what's going to happen is this layout of the model that contains the square, the circle, and the triangle, this is going to show only the square. So you left click on that after it's highlighted, and you come over here and you grab a hold of the little blue boxes, and you can control, okay, that's our viewport. All right, and we can address any of these questions. And so what we have here now is this viewport that shows only part of the main drawing. And well, we don't want this kind of over to the side. We want it moved over more to the center. So if you put your cursor here and left click twice, all right, then press down on your circle on your mouse, you see how we're panning and moving around inside that window. So we're going to center that there. Now then we come back out here and we double click pretty fast with the mouse on the outside, and we come back here. Now let's say we want to move this to the center. We highlight that, we right click, and we should find move here somewhere. There it is. We're going to choose that right there, and we're going to move this in the center. So there we've got layout of the square. Now then we come down here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to modify this, and we're going to modify this to be, we'll say, a different size. Okay, close. We're good. So we got all three of them again, but this time we want this layout to be of a circle. C-I-R-C-L-E. Okay, and so we highlight this, we grab a hold of these, go like that, go like that, go like that, we X out of that, we hit the escape, there we go, and we're right in the middle. But now then we want to do a title block. Okay, we don't want some weird title block that somebody's done, we want a standard one. Okay, so what we're going to do is come up here to layout where it says new. We're going to click that. Now if we click a new layout here, you see how it says that. Well, we'll click yes. We got layout 1. Well, we're going to double click this. We're going to modify this and do it a different size. It says letter size. Let's go to, well, that's interesting there. Let's go to 11 by 17. Okay. And we're going to close it, and we're going to call this triangle. And we're going to highlight this. We're going to do these little blue deals again. This way, and this way. Okay. Do out of that. We're going to right click. Oh, wrong way. Right click inside. If we want to, move around. Now then we go here. We right click this. We want to move it. Pick right there, and we can move it. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. Let's do that. Right click. We're going to move. I'll select the base point right there, and we're going to put it over here in the middle. Okay. Now then, let's say this is all fine and well, but let's say we want a title block. Okay. You click from template, and this is what pops up on mine. I practiced a couple of times. I'm doing Manufacturing Imperial, and you double click on that. It comes up okay. So now then you have a new title block, or new title block that's on a layout. So now then I've got this nice pretty title block here, but there's not anything in it. Alright, earlier versions you can double click in here and it automatically has a viewport there, but this version doesn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here to one of these previous layouts. Then you come up here and you can click on, see it's got rectangular, polygonal, object. We're going to click on object. It tells us to select object to clip to viewport. We're going to take the whole thing there. Then we're going to right click. Then we come down here to our title block. We click enter. And it says specify, so a rectangle thing. We did that. So now then we got a viewport here with a title block. Now then, if we want to move around inside here, where we only want a triangle, okay, want to move these around, that's the way it's done. You double click real fast outside, that does it away. You double click inside real fast and hold a little circle around and you can move. Okay. One other thing here on this session before we go, you double click on the little gray area here and this gives you an option to fill in all the blanks on this title block. Okay, this is sheet name. Okay, we're going to call this title block test on video. You click OK and you see where it shows up there, and then so all you do is if you left click once you get this format. It's the same difference. Okay, so right click there. You left click twice to get this format, or you right click once. Oops, you left click once to get this format, but it's all the same difference. You just fill in your stuff there. Okay, that should pretty well take care of the lessons covered under this unit.